Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Christina Nietzsche. I figured, because it's been a while since I have reviewed the Breville Smart Oven Air. Actually, it was about, I want to say 11 months ago. So if you're interested in my initial review of this Breville Oven Air, don't forget to click this link above. And that will kind of like go over my initial thoughts on it. But for right now, how is it holding up? Well, I'm gonna give you guys some tips, and I'm gonna give you guys a couple things that I didn't like, a couple things that I was able to figure out, and so on. Okay, so full disclaimer here, this is my own review. I'm not getting paid for this or anything. I bought this out of my own pocket, okay? Now, I do want to also mention, just to be fair, I did actually clean this up quite a bit. So it was a little on the dirty side, but that's because I use it pretty much every single day. So to be fair, it didn't look this amazing initially, but let's go ahead and I just want to kind of give you some tips and some tricks and what I use to clean it. But first of all, I want to show you guys the inside, because this is basically what you're probably going to see if you use this a lot. And let's be real here, there's gonna be some things that you're not gonna be able to scrub off due to, I mean, unless you're cleaning it every single time, like thoroughly cleaning the whole entire thing every single time, inside, I'm talking like the racks and everything, then you're going to have some things that are going to kind of like stick to the inside of the oven. And even if you are very diligent in cleaning the whole entire thing every single time, you're going to run across some of those like grease stains and things like that. I wanted to kind of show you what the oven looks like inside. And as you can see right along here, you're going to see some of those grease stains, some of those sticky portions of grease that I could not get off. I did use a wonderful magic sponge on this, which was pretty awesome. I also used on the inside that glass cleaner to get some of the grease spots off on this glass door right here. On the inside, I did use a little bit of the magic sponge as well, but I mean, I'm sure you guys can see there's definitely like some grease spots there. But I will tell you that it wasn't terribly hard to clean up. Now, along here, you're going to see that as you use it, you're going to have like those grease stains on here. So I know many of you have been talking about like smoking and stuff like that. Does this smoke when cooking, And I will tell you that it is definitely just like any other air fryer out there. Due to the grease buildup, you have to be very careful, because yes, even this can smoke. And I was actually having some problems with smoking. So I was able to actually combat that smoking by taking these racks out and actually cleaning them. And like I said, I did use a magic sponge on them, which worked really, really nicely. I did use also some of that glass cleaner that I used on the actual door as well, and that definitely helped dramatically. So if you're having problems with grease, it is definitely going to be related to needing to clean the inside of the machine, and most possibly it's going to be those shelves. All right, so one thing to note, I keep calling them magic sponges for some reason, but they're actually called magic erasers, okay? So I did use this not only on the outside portions, kind of like right here where there was some buildup of grease, I was able to nicely just smooth that right off, which was really easy. Another thing that I used too as well was the glass cleaner. Now the glass cleaner that I used, I don't really know if it matters what type of brand that you use, but I did use the Wayman, I don't really know how you pronounce it, but it's the Wayman glass top cleaner. So that was actually able to combat some of that grease as well. All right, so there are also some questions that I wanted to answer that people had in my last video, and that is, does this sit directly on the counter? And the answer is no. There are actually 4 like leg type things on each side. So it is actually raised up, so it doesn't directly sit on the actual counter, okay? So you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about that like possibly harming if you have, you know, like quartz or if you have granite or something like that. Another question that I had was, is this hot to the touch when you cook? Yes. Yes, it is. It's extremely hot. So please don't touch that, and please don't sit anything on top of that, because you will get burned and you will possibly also damage whatever it is you're sitting on top of there. All right, so how is this machine holding up as far as in performance? Okay, so keep in mind, this is kind of like a machine that does it all. So it's not specifically designed solely to toast. And I know some people had a question as far as how well does it toast. So in my opinion, it doesn't perform like an actual toaster. I feel like it toasts good, but if you're looking for that like super toasty bread, kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it, but a regular toaster is probably gonna be better at that, but this is good all around, okay? So it does many, many things, and it's just a very easy way for me to have one thing on my counter versus having like multiple things like a toaster and then an oven and then, you know, so this works for what I was looking for. Now, as far as in performance for everything else, one thing I did note, and you just want to be very, very careful as far as in where you plug it in. There are some houses, for instance, that this might actually blow a circuit. I have seen that happen when I plugged it on one side of my wall. So I did notice that. It's a very, very powerful machine. So some of you could possibly notice that. So make sure when you plug it someplace, you plug it somewhere, and I believe it even says that in the manual, you want to place this or plug it in somewhere where you're not gonna have a lot of other things plugged in that side of the whole circuit area, okay? So just keep that in mind. Cooking, everything is still cooking really well. It air fries really well. I'm definitely very impressed with that. So I don't have any complaints there. So someone did have a question, and I want to answer that on here. On my last video, basically, how does this fit on the counter? Like, are the dimensions right as far as in depth? Because some people wanted to know, due to the fact that they didn't have a lot of counter space, and sometimes on those websites, like on Breville's websites or in the manual, they don't really tell you, are they measuring the depth on the inside or are they measuring it on the outside? So I want to effectively answer that for you guys. I did actually measure this from the outside. So going by the very first portion of this door right here, all the way to the back, it was actually a little bit over 13.5 inches. Now I'm gonna turn this around because I do want to show you guys something very important that might make or break if this is going to work for you. So I'm gonna turn this around. And as you can see, I really didn't have much of a hard time doing that. It's not particularly super heavy, even though it looks very heavy. These right here, I measured these little bumpers. These are actually 1 inch. So if I add in that extra inch, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna turn that into roughly, it's a tad bit over 14.5 inches. So from this right here all the way to the front of the oven, it's roughly a little over 14.5 inches. So hopefully that solved the problem for some of you wondering if you have enough counter space as far as in the depth goes. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys on this oven. I definitely think it's still my favorite as far as in all of the ones that I've tried. So I know that the holidays are right around the corner. If you guys are still looking for an awesome gift, I definitely still recommend this. Just keep those tips in mind and those little kind of hacks as far as in cleaning it, and make sure that you keep up with it to avoid smoking. Now, if you guys have any questions about the Breville Smart Oven Air, please be sure to put them in the comments below, and definitely check out my original video if you haven't seen that yet on my initial thoughts of this oven. And of course, if you have any experience on this oven, if you have any tips or tricks yourself, and you just want to give me some feedback as far as in how you like it, please make sure to put those in as well. I love to read all those comments.